It is your girl, Trendy Señora. I'm back with another video. Now I know I haven't been posting. I wanted to redo my hair, cause um I need to braid these down some more because my hair is longer and thicker. I don't know, for whatever reason, last time I did my long twist, they didn't fuzz up like this. So I'm just thinking, like, maybe because my hair is just longer, when I did them longer, like they blended well, or either that the color, it was because of the color and you didn't notice. Either way, I said I gotta braid them down a little bit more so they could stay and make them a little smaller. But that's what I'm doing. So we're gonna do a story time and we're gonna do a movie review. This is gonna be Book of Life, Magic and Color. That's what I'm gonna call it, Magic and Color. And it was child. So y'all, I had changed my entire identity. I told y'all how I didn't want to how I didn't like my old identity, because when they dropped me off in the paddy wagon, they dropped me around like the colored people. Not like, I don't even like saying color, I'm just straight black, like the black demographic, because it's a Latin demographic, an Indian, Asian, like it's so many different demographics of color. But they specifically put me with the black demographic. And in the South, the black demographic is considered like they real ignorant. They're real ignorant. Like, you know how they say change is constant, and constant is like ever, like always evolving. But some things, like change is constant, so it's always evolving, but it's still that same transition and change. So that's why I want to go to do that movie review today. But like blacks in the South were looked frowned upon back in the day. But change is constant. So the only change is they gave them like a control. It's like a controlled slavery, almost. Like it's like a illusion of slavery, but it is actual live action slavery, because they dictate how they move, where they go, who they can like coincide with, when, the whereabouts, and why, the why behind the why. So all they basically did was create whys behind the why of the integration. That's all they did. Like it's just methodical. It's methodical segregation. That's all it is. In my takeaway. It might be different for everybody, to each his own. Because like I said, these bitches just wearing costumes, if you ask me. But but it is methodical. It's like methodical segregation, right? Now, I was watching Joe's College Road Trip on Netflix. And y'all know I be watching the Madea movies. I like the Madea movies. I've always watched them, you know, because they funny, but they got like riddles in them. So he got this like grandson, you know, Joe, Medea's brother. And you know, Ryan is the lawyer. So he like the bougie one in the family. So he was telling him how important it is to teach the boy his black history, because the boy wanted to go to a white college. He didn't want to go to a black college because he was raised around white boys. He was a real smart little nerdy boy. And his daddy said the reason why Ryan did that because he didn't want him to know that side of the family, like that side of life, because they be acting ignorant for real. It's magic in their ignorance, but... And it's funny because he just confirmed. I say they don't like that, everybody using that word nigga, because it's a badge of honor for them. It is, because it's their level of ignorance. Because the more ignorant you are, it's like the more potent your energy is. It's like a energy spell. It ain't even like energy. It's like a lack spell. The more potent your lack spell is. It's like lack. And I always joke about it. I say it seems like all the other like ethnicities, they men move around, they men do stuff. I say it seems like when you get like when black, if you were black, not for all of us, but the ones in the hood, it do seem like that. I say it seems like the black men, all you gotta do is be black and you ain't gotta do shit. You ain't gotta provide, you ain't gotta cook, you ain't gotta clean, you ain't gotta take out the trash, you ain't gotta go to work. All you gotta do is lay down the pipe. But that's, and then I used to joke, because I said, why do these girls fight over D all the time? Like, why they fight over the men who can't do nothing for you? So I said it must be drugs in they dick, because how these girls be fighting over the dick, like it ain't like, that's like they all in all be all, like that's all they live for is dick. How they fight over dick and stuff, I said it must be some real good drugs in that dick. And I confirmed it because I had, you know, Mr. Ninja from the Stroll. I had the ninja from the stroll, so I know. I said, oh, okay, but I mean, his dick wasn't that good for me to, run around town fighting over. I mean, it was good dick, but I'm like, it's more things to life than just getting stroked in my eyes, right? This time I'm gonna tie you in now. So that's what Tyler Perry, I guess, was trying to teach his boy. But he said he needed to know the history of like the energy that he carries in the melanin. Basically, that's all I got from the biggest takeaway. And it's like the like I said, it's like the more oppressed they are, the stronger they are in their lack. But the lack is like a drug. You know how drugs make you sleepy and make you lay down all day and make you want to hunch all day? That's what they got. They got lack. So that's why I guess that makes them stronger. And that's why like the women be fighting over their dick, because they like the lack. They like the lack. But in the movie, they went to a whole house. And in the whole house, like the boy came and he said his name because the boy name was BJ. And all the girls came running like, oh, like they was ready. And they ain't run for the thought of money. They ran because it was dick. So I said, okay, this just confirmed my theory about, like, I know all women do this. They all fight over dick. But black women, it's another level for me. Anyway, my experience. Everybody has their own walk. I'm not judging all people of color or all black people, I should say, from my experience. Because I know everybody got a different experience. But from where I'm at, being around color, like blacks, not even color, because the Spanish people got motion. The Asians got motion. The Arabs got motion. All the other colors got motion. It's the ones, the black, the lack, the niggas. The niggas. Oh my gosh. Can't stand their ass. So it made me change my identity. So that's why I'm Lucia Chavez. Because I got my reasons. I'm gonna keep that secret. But my name in Latin is Lucia. And then the Chavez name I picked up because it has a deeper message. It's Cuba descent, and you know I have Cuba descent, and I value Cuban Afro Latinas. I saw this documentary. I had a good friend who was Cuban. They were always good to me. I told you they came and rescued me. Like when anytime I needed help, they was always there. They were good people, and I like how they work together. I like how they commune. Keyword commune. They commune and they thrive in the balance. That's why the Cubans, you notice, if you meet men from Cuba or women from Cuba, they live forever. It seems like they all the colors, like they the perfect blend of everybody, like white, black, yellow, red, like brown. They got all the colors in Cuba, and they thrive, like they straight. You see what I'm saying? That they the perfect concoction of everything thriving together. That's why I like Cuba. So that's why I changed my name. And then I like they men work and they men can build stuff, and I like that. So I changed my name, last name to Chavez, right? Because I didn't want my old identity because it was tied to the lack. So anyway, they make a big, but I don't know why they make a big fuss, because the whole scam is, oh, we stole your identity. I was like, oh, well, y'all can steal the lack, like, had a lack. Like, y'all can have a lack, but they thrive off a lack. And a key point that I was making, because I was like, it seemed like they always fighting over dick, going back and forth over dick, and like the women of color. And this the storyline they gave me, and I was wondering why I got stuck in this storyline. But it's because it's the nigga storyline. It's for the niggas. That's why I changed my name, because I didn't want to be identified as a nigga no more, because I see if you a nigga, a female nigga, you got to be a nigga. You got to be ignorant as fuck to follow these fucking scams. The scams are built for ignorance, so the ignorance can, like, monetize. That's how they do. They monetize on the ignorance. But, you know, I know it's the method to the man. I know the deeper method to the madness, but I didn't like it for my story, because for one, it's aggravating as fuck. It's aggravating. It's an insult to my intelligence. And I wouldn't mind being insulting my intelligence, because, you know, every actor has to put on a job, right? It's like, you know, you might play a Boys in the Hood one day, and you might play a mad scientist in the next movie, right? That's how I be looking at my life as a movie, like Barbie movie for real. Because you see how Barbie got all these jobs. Barbie a veterinarian, she a doctor, she a pilot. She a gymnast. Like, Barbie got all the jobs. Like, that's why I consider myself Barbie, because I'm all the jobs in one, right? So I can understand, the logic and the reasoning behind what they do, but it's just like with the niggas, because they are real ignorant. Like, they don't understand like their assignment. The assignment is to create a narrative to monetize them, right? To like spotlight them, like what they got going on, right? So I understand that, but like, because they lack, and that's what this movie was showing us. Like, Brian, I told y'all how they think good mothers are like bad mothers and bad mothers are good mothers. For the lack, it is, because Brian was showcasing, because Tyler Perry, he played a lawyer, the son who got out the hood or whatever, away from his ghetto ass, ignorant ass daddy, right? And he wanted the daddy wanted to spend time with the grandson. He said because he needed to know his life, basically know the ignorant side. That's what I got from it. Like, he said, the black history, it was black history in it, but it was black history what he was showing him, but he wanted to show him like the depths of they lack, like why they pimps and hoes and bitches and niggas, like why the why behind the why they like that. So it was a valuable lesson for me too. But I know why they like that. I've always knew that's why I didn't want that name. Because I say everybody got that lack in them. Everybody got some lack. But they don't identify based on their lack. One thing about the people of color in the hood only, y'all. I'm only talking about this like the hood economics. Because there's other people of color who don't. Like, and I'm learning the game. Too, like but like I said, it always seemed like the foreign black people get to have those positions, like the foreign, like the Africans and the islanders, like they can be doctors, they can be lawyers, they can be scholars, educators, teachers, and the ones, yeah, it's true. And then I say I talk about the dreadlocks. I didn't want to lock my antennas, but it's like if I chose, I can't lock them. The universe won't let me. But if I choose to lock my antennas, it seems like the women who do have the locks, they are educators, they're teachers, they're classy. They don't have to argue and fight and make scenes and do ratchet sheets. It's power in your hair, your crown. So the ones who are gifted with crowns, I see they're more intellectual. And I noticed the hood, they don't gift them with crowns. That's why they like wear wigs and they hubby fried, dyed, and laid to the side, because they real ignorant. They don't need a crown. So I'm just learning the environmental science, basically. That's why I always never wanted to live in the hood. That's why I was so upset that I got stuck in the hood. And I was so upset because I was like, I'm too intelligent to be here. I don't deserve this. Like, I don't know why they picked me for this assignment. I be crying about it all the time, bitching, moaning, and nagging, because I say it's just not fair that, like, y'all wrote my life story for me to be a dumb bitch. And I'm learning, and see, y'all, cause I don't care, sue me, I don't care, comment, I don't care. But Joe confirmed it in that movie. They really are dumb bitches. All they good for is fucking and sucking. No shade, because that can be a superpower, but they're like, I guess that's what the other races have against the lack. Like, their spells, like I told you, Horton Hills, who, like the Who's, they've turned them black and put all their potions in them, and that's how they got real dark skin. So like, they like mules in a way, and they call them assholes for a reason, like donkey. They call them donkeys. That's why they call them donkeys, because they dumbasses. Like, they dumb. They like deaf, dumb, blind. They stuck. They stagnant. They lack. But for a pimp, this is a great thing, because if a pimp owns all the lack, he's rich. Because anybody who want to get some of that energy off these, these hoes, I guess that's why they put me in the hood, because they wanted me to pimp the hoes. I get it. And that's what he was basically training his grandson to do in the movie. Because in the end of the movie, this grandson didn't want to go to the white school. He wanted to go to the black school, basically to learn how to pimp hoes. Well, ain't no shade, because it's a game, you know what I'm saying? We all do it in our own way. You see what I'm saying? We all pimps. Everybody pimps. It's a pimp whole system. This system pimps us, right? They can pimp your intellect. That's what, I guess that's what the moral of that movie was, because they were the white boys was trying to get him to go to that white school real bad and get on their team, but they was trying to pimp that black boy intellect, because you got more power when you intellectual and you colored. Like, if you got the smarts and you got that juice, like, that shit that make you the potions, you like a real superhero. because you can function and you can actually monetize and market on their sheets. And I always joke about my cousin. I say it seems like black men use black women, white men monetize off of them. Like they market and monetize. They come up with new ways, constructs like to monetize, like what they did to America. This is what they did to America. They monetized on her imperfection. They knew she was slow. They knew she had all the potions. So they was like, dang, we can make a whole industry off of this. And here we are. You got reality TV. You got shows like Housewives. We got Love and Hip Hop. We got clothing lines. We got makeup lines. We got cosmetic lines. We got surgeries. And we got the teeth thing going on with the veneers. It's like it's an industry off of her love of lack. And that's why I was like telling them like this game don't work for me, because if I was the type, the game is made for attention whores. I never liked attention. I never liked attention. But I am intellectual. That's why. So I never liked attention like that. I never liked it, because it's like it distracted me from what I wanted, like my bigger purpose. Like I got bigger dreams. I got bigger plans. But you know, they try to keep you in the lack. And then when you black and intellectual, I guess you're not black because you're not lack. But they make you black because they want you to lack. They don't want you to be intellectual and color, because like I told you, like Dragon Ball Z, they had that species and they wiped them out and they were very powerful. But 9 times out of 10, it was probably some in that species like myself who had bolts. And overbreeding that type of concoction can make a mess, because fortunately I'm the new balance. I'm multiracial. I got everything in this DNA, so I'm balanced out. But my righteous side is the heaviest side because I'm royal. It's a royal DNA, and royal DNA is bred with royal constructs and organization skills that are in our DNA because we are bred to lead. So it's a different breed from what they selling out here in the hood. That's why I don't like what they're doing. I don't like them. I don't. Ugh, can't stand them. But it's just different. But like I can see why they do what they do, because you're more powerful, and then the fact that you have all that in you and you don't use it makes you more powerful. Because if I was like a woman who was like loose and like to go out and be in everybody's face and, sleeping around, no shade. Like, it's power in that. It's power when you know how to use your sexual energy the righteous way. Because it's a way to use sexual energy, but not everyone's gifted to have that way to do it. It's a method to the madness, right? But I noticed, like, he just confirmed in that movie, they are really just bred to have sex. They not. Some of them have intellect, like the girl he kidnapped. She was smart. She was smart. But this is why they do us like that. Because the smart hoe, she was a smart hoe. She wasn't, and she really wasn't a hoe. She was smart. I guess she like me. Okay, so she was just using sex to get out her situation. That's what she was doing. I see why they do. That's why they kidnap us and hold us hostage, because like they need the intellectual property, plus they need the set. Like they extort all our gifts. They extort us the worst because we're the most powerful, and it's like the systematic government and the laws are in the matrix are coded to lock us down and cage us, because they don't want us to spread, because our type can change trajectories. We can change narratives. We can change the markets. We can change the world. So they either kidnap us and use us for entertainment, or like put us on movie shows and stuff like that, or make us doctors. Sometimes they make us teachers, but it depends on your energy. Like my energy spell is very potent. Like my spell is very powerful. When I walk in the room, they all just be in a daze. It's like an armor on me. It vibrates. My vibrations are very high. So people like me, I'm a one-woman army. See, what they recruit a bunch of bitches to do, I can do it all by myself. So when they find these like me, they gotta trap them. They trap a lot of it because they can't let that shit run rampant. That's why they divide everybody up and put them in. They segregate us. That's why. This is why, because they be being messy. They be doing too fucking much. They do too much. They make messes. They're messy. But I'm balanced. I'm not messy. I think I just used my shit to get around. If I didn't have to, if they stopped fucking with my money flow, I wouldn't need nobody. See, they fuck with your money to make you need them. They do that. And they don't want you to have too much money because they don't want you to dominate and take over. Like it's like a lose-lose game anyway. But the girl, she was in a fucked up situation. She was like in her parents. She ain't tell the deets, but she was just she never wanted to go home. She didn't want to be with her parents. She met this boy in a nice car. She drove off, and then he ended up trafficking her. So then she, I guess she got away from the boy, and then she ended up in the pimp house, the little hoe house, right? So then she met the junior BJ or whatever, and BJ helped her get out of that situation. And the granddad helped her get out that situation. So she became his girlfriend. And she the reason she taught him about the Black history and why, the Black history was so important. Because she said you can't know where you going unless you remember where you came from. Which I totally agree. I was the Black history queen in school. Educator. I want to be a teacher so bad, but my spells are too powerful. And that's what he was talking about. Like, good mothers, good parents are really bad parents for them because it messes up their magic. That black magic, the lack magic, because it thrives off of pain. And they was like recapping the lawyer's life with his daddy and how his daddy used to throw him around, beat him up, abuse him. And I was just laughing, dying laughing, because, I feel like that's how my son was, because he come from his mama's house. Mama's spoiling you, making sure you got clean room, food, clothes, like you straight. All I want you to do is learn, go to school. Then you go to your daddy house, he teaching you how to fight and shit. It's stuff like that. Like, that's why they say it's bad for them, because their energy source, that harvest, like I said, it's a book of all the evils that they do, but to conjure up their sorcery. But it's like the pain, they monetize off of pain. They get their power from pain. You gain power from pain. And I know this. That's why I end up with a lot of toxic ninjas. I don't be ending up with toxic ninjas by choice now, y'all. Every time I get a nice guy, they go away because they prefer me with a toxic ninja. Because it's like they want my armor to be strong. Because like I say, the more I get beat down, the stronger I get. So that's why they always putting me with toxic men. Because if you don't let the girls beat you up, which they really don't want me to let the girls beat me up, because it's a method to that madness too. Because the girls, I'm not supposed to fight the girls because it weakens my spells, right? So if I fight the girls, if I hit a girl and put hands on a girl, like my energy weakens for whatever reason, even if they deserve it. And I'm not a shit starter. These bitches start shit with me. But now I'm learning these bitches start shit with me for no reason, because like I say, if you go back and forth with them, they can take your beauty. That's how they steal your beauty from you. Because if you get angry and mad, start cursing, you getting belligerent, you wake up with bags under your eyes or some crazy shit. Like, you'll end up being ugly. Like, they take your beauty, because bitterness makes you ugly. And a lot of these bitches thrive off of being bitter. That's why I call them biddies. Like, they get their magic from being biddies. So, like, they don't want me to be a biddy. Because it's to be intellectual anyway. To be pretty, you got to be smart. That's why I guess they code name pretty. But to be pretty, you do have to have a brain. Like, most pretty girls are very intelligent. They might play dumb, but that is the game. I guess that's why, like they did Marilyn Monroe like that. Like, they try to dumb you down so you can be more digestible for them, the monsters, because they real stupid and ignorant. So, but you can't be going back and forth. But this is obvious. I don't do it anyway, because I'm like, if it ain't about $1, what we arguing about? What? Why are we making up stuff to argue about? Like, that's what frustrates. That's why I can't stand them. I don't like them. So anyway, I said all to say, it seems like when you're black, though, they send the nagging ass old bitter witches to fucking harass you 24/7, right? And they be young too. The young girls real thirsty too. But I don't know, at a certain age, like when they younger, I don't know. It's like when they under the age 26, it's easier to hang out with, because other pretty girls, I feel like pretty girls, cute girls, will be more willing to hang out with cute girls. That's why I say when I had a social life, I was under 26. After I got 27 up, my social life dissolved. So it's like they sell you to the bitter bitches after you turn 27. And then, so the bitter bitches could have a pretty girl to antagonize and pick off her pretty energy so they can feel like better about themselves. I don't know why they do that, but I guess I know the method to it, the method to the madness, but that's what I go through. So they sold me, divided me, they took away my friends, and then they sold me to a bunch of old nagging ass witches, and they just run around antagonizing you. So now, this is like experimental. So now we in a parallel. So in the parallel, before, I was being chased and antagonized by like an old ugly witch. But now they like doing the parallel. So it's the opposite. So I'm supposed to be chasing and antagonizing a younger girl, but I don't know nobody. I stated myself, I've always been this way. But mind you, I said this experiment don't make sense. How you gonna do a parallel and a parallel experiment and try to put me as the vindictive evil one when I don't have no friends or talk to nobody? And I ain't got no man. So what am I chasing a hoe? Why am I chasing a hoe? So now they just making up shit like I'm chasing somebody. I don't know who this. They just make up stuff. They just make up anything. But I get why they do that. I get it. That's like how they monetize on their lack. It makes them stronger. When they make up evil shit and make up these stupid ass stories and stuff, it's for their it's like hood economics. That's how they monetize. Like they got TMZ on the TV. Like the hood TMZ is always, that's like the hood TMZ when they make up these stupid ass stories, right? So they can like sell themselves, right? So that's what I be looking at. It's like the hood TMZ when they be making up these stupid ass stories. But I don't be caring because I be like, they need it because they actually have to get out here, go mingle, talk to people, do whatever, sell their coochie, whatever the fuck they doing. They got to actually do that. I don't have to. So to me, it's like, well, if I got to be the face of the madness, I don't mind just sitting in the house and letting them run their mouth, right? So I do that. I just let them make up the stories. I don't care to argue about their storylines because I don't gain or lose. I don't gain or lose. Minding my business. But anyway, I said all that to say I thought that was funny how he made that movie about the boy, and the boy wanted to go to Morehouse in the end basically because he wanted to be a good pimp. And I always call myself a madam, like a superior madam, because my hoes, like if I told you I could start looking at bitches that I would, or women that I would want to sell to the top 10%, and like my team will make it happen, you know? So that's why I started looking at shape, size, colors, and stuff like that. And I like to have diversity for the men because I know men don't like pretty women, and I know why they don't like us no more. I've been known why men don't like pretty women, because pretty women are smart. They don't like smart women. They like dumb bitches. Like they showed in that movie, like these bitches, all they know how to do is fuck. And the one who didn't, she got away because she was smart enough to get away. And she was like me. She did, like she didn't want to hunch the boy. She didn't, but she had to. But she basically, what, she got away from her parents. She had to mess with a guy, and then to get away from this house, she was messing with BJ, but she ain't do nothing. BJ just heard out. He just so happened to be a good boy, so she looked out. And I think that is the code to the game. When you get somebody who's a leader, you can get out your trap. There you go. That's the key. Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, so I found my way out there. Finally. It took me years. Because I'm saying I'm trapped here with the Negro League. They let me here with the Negro League, and I hate it so much. So I changed my last name because I got tired of the back and forth with the girls and the women. Like the nagging, the nitpicking, the bitching, the moaning. It was just aggy, and you can't fight them. You're not supposed to, and not that I would care to fight them. It's like I'm fighting the ghosts because I'm like, all y'all doing the same shit. I'm not gonna look ratchet and poor. But to like make y'all like feel like y'all did something to me. I don't know. Royal High Priestess. I just can't. It's just not in me. It's not in my DNA to do that. Like, and I see, and like before they used to call me stuck up rich girl, and I never understood it because I'm like, I go to fucking work. I work 10 hours a day. I have to cook. I have to clean. I have to clean up after my children. You know, I have to, like, you know, to me, this is me. I didn't understand, but now that I know what they are, I said, oh, that's why they think I'm a rich girl. Because they don't cook. They don't clean. They don't work. They just gossip and fuck. That's all they do. So that's why they think I'm a rich girl. Because if I was useless like them, my ass, just a mule, I would not be able to do these things. So that's why they thought I was stuck up, because I'd rather take care of my home and work for my own and use my own energy and my mind, body, and spirit to do what I need to get done and manifest my reality. Versus them, they just say, well, we just gossip and fuck. We got somewhere to stay. We got shoes and clothes. And we ain't got to do half the shit you do, so you stuck up. You need to just go lay on your back. Like, that's how they think. They sick. You know, no shade, you know, if that's what you do. But if, like that girl in that movie, like, bitch, if I'm gonna lay on my back, I need to get something out. I need an out plan. And that's what she did. Every time she had to haul ass and get on her back and use her gifts, she was getting the fuck out of Dodge. So I'm the same way. Bitch, I fuck to get out of Dodge, but I ain't gonna be fucking just to lay here and fuck. What the hell that's gonna do for me? Like, y'all bitches ain't got no house, no shelter, in the cars y'all got don't be your cars. They don't be your cars. You don't have shit in your own name. You know, it's just like, I get it for them because they are mules. You know, me being a businesswoman, I know it. I know. I know. That's why they monetize off of them. That's why they monetize off of their lack. Their lack of wisdom, their lack of soul, their lack of knowledge, their lack of enlightenment. They don't know shit. They don't know how to do nothing. They're nothing ass bitches. Gossip and fuck. That's their whole protocol. I understand to overstand. I been saying this. But my biggest thing was like, why they keep coming back over here? Like, I get it now. They got to pay the light bill. But when I pay the light bill in my intellectual way, using my intellectual property, which you know that I have, when I pay the light bill my own way, it's like, it's an insult to their program. They get really belligerent and ignorant with you. They get really upset. This pisses them off because it messes with their lack. And their power is in their lack. Their magic is in their lack. And you go, bitch. You don't lack. So, anyway, so this is what pissed me off. Like, I kept going, like, I didn't want to do this back and forth. So I said, well, maybe if I can be a Latin woman, because Latin women have permission to cook. They have permission to clean. They have permission to work. They have permission to take care of their kids. They have permission to take care of their household. They have permission to submit to their man. They have permission to be a woman and be pretty. Latin women can walk out and be pretty. Like, they have their jewelry, their nice little outfits, look sexy and fine, and still be by their man's side, and still have all their kids, and still have a good job, and still hold down the business, and still do the books. Latin women have privilege. So, that's why I changed my last name to Chavez, because it was more to it, too, you know, the commune. I like the commune structure of Cuba because they include all the colors of the rainbow and they still thrive, right? But that was the main reason I changed my last name to Chavez, because I didn't want to be a lack. I didn't want to be lack. And then I guess and the moral of that story was like, that's your power is in your lack, because it just shows you your armor is tougher than the average, you know, because you have the black armor or whatever. Your armor's tougher. He said it's like you downplaying your power when you don't want to be identified as black. But in my way of thinking, I say I'm downplaying my armor by identifying as black, because my magic is in my skull. Like, they got their magic in their ass. Mine's in my skull. Theirs in their ass, mine in my skull. It ain't. It ain't. to me, it's like an insult to my intelligence to want to be black. No shade, because I'm everything. I'm everything. I'm everything in the rainbow. I'm all of it. That's why I'm so powerful, and that's why they hide you. And I was thinking, like, you know, Fine China. That song Fine China kept playing while I was in jail. Fine China by Chris Brown. Just like Fine China. Okay? But when you think Fine China, it's very expensive. It's very beautiful. It's very powerful energy on Fine China. That's why they put it in a glass vase, and they only take it out for special occasions when they need to manifest some change or activate something within their culture to aid them in the transition, to keep everybody in alignment so they can stay strong, so they can keep their presence, keep their energy. It's like a preservation spell for them. They bring out that Fine China. We only gonna bring out the best dishes when it's time to manifest. You know, whether the family say it or not. You know, they say, when they're coming over, like when you invite the whole family, that's a manifestation ritual. When you commune and everybody come to the house to eat, that's a manifestation ritual. Because you're manifesting the strength in your family. You're manifesting economic strength. You're manifesting wisdom. You're manifesting spiritual contracts and covenants. That's the power of communing with your family and whoever else you invite to that dinner. Because it's obviously some energy off of that, the person you invited, that needs to be a part of that new structure. So that's why they only bring out the Fine China when it's time to really get down spiritually. So in other words, they keep that in a glass because they know how potent and powerful it is. They know how fine it is. They know how I want to say it's delicate and fragile, but it is, because you don't want to break your covenant. Like, you don't want to break your power. That's why they put it up and lock it in a vase. Fine China. That's what you is, Fine China. That's why they locked you in a vase. This is why the black mob took your ass and locked you in this studio, because they know the power of the Fine China. They know the power of your mental, your spiritual, your armor, your coochie, everything. They know. Your mouth, everything. They know. It's like, it ain't nothing else like this. We ain't gonna get nothing like this ever again. We gotta trap it, lock it up, save it for the best of the best. Because we know it's gonna be a time where our ass gonna have to get fucking wiped out, and she's gonna be all that's left. Fine China, lock that shit up. So I know why they did that. So but it just, like I said, that's why I did Chavez, and that's why I was like, oh, they stole my identity, good, they could take it, and then you could let her go run around and go back and forth with the biddies or whoever, because like now they trying to do a parallel, and I'm supposed to be the evil monster going after a younger woman. I said I would never, you know, one thing about me, the reason why mentally, and I know the word jealous, I was studying that word because I keep hearing it. I know what it means now. That's why they use that word. I see why they use the word jealous. Because I said, how can you be jealous? I be trying to dissect and understand, but now I know why they use the word jealous, okay? It hooks you to people. It makes you stick to them. That's why they use that word jealous. And I was like, the whole objective of this game, these dudes was running around trying to make me jealous. And I said, how can you make me jealous? Mind you, they lack. So you don't cook, you don't clean, you don't work, you don't pay me, you don't put money in my pocket. You just give me a headache and beat me down and treat me like shit. Why am I chasing you? And why would I be jealous? If anything, I would tell her to come get you. Go be with her. I don't want this. I deserve better. What is there to be jealous of? I wouldn't even think twice. Bitch, if I had her number, I'll call her and tell her to come get your ass now, because I don't want you. Let her distract you. Go be with her. Tell her what to do. You could trick her out, do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't give a fuck. She could be smart. She could be the motherfucking president. I don't want you. Go. But mind you, I'm royalty. Royal high priestess. You're royalty queen. So you rare to none, because they don't have that privilege. Like, they're nothing ass bitches. So like they live and survive off of clout. They live and survive off of attention. They thrive off attention. You got everything in you. You don't need attention to thrive. You gonna be, if you never talk to nobody ever in the world again, you gonna be straight. Because you know you got everything in you. You don't need their validation. You don't need their attention. You don't need their niggas. You don't need their cars. You don't need their clothes. You don't need shit, because everything is in you. You make it with your mind. Abracadabra, bitch. You're everything. Your energy is potent, the highest of the high. So don't, royal high priestess, you can't be touched. So it's like, to look at another being, you know, one thing, because I am royal, I'm a businesswoman too. I'm a business, I'm a boss. I'm a boss for real. So as a boss, that's why I guess the cult, they be joking, talking about I'm white men or whatever. Because the white man did this to America. But respectfully, because if they didn't, her ignorant ass would have just kept overbreeding and making messes. So they gave her and her fucked up ass seeds a job. That's what they did to her. I see why they did her like that. But as a boss lady and somebody who can organize madness, that's basically what you have to do. You got to go in and organize madness. I can value attributes, characteristics of all beings, because I'm an artist too. I see color, I see. So I can see like, okay, this one, good athlete, got stamina. I'm going to use her for X, Y, and Z. We're going to do athletics. We're going to do athletic gear, clothing lines. We're going to do talk shows. We're going to get her in the right networks. This is how we're going to use her power, and this is how we're going to spread her power. Boss lady. This one right here. Kind of dumb, slow, delayed, but she's cute. We could do her hair, dress her up. We can put her around these top 10% because it'll be easier to move her around because she don't really desire nothing but attention. You see what I'm saying? Like, I look at these motherfuckers like coordinates on a business chart, on an organizational chart. This is like, I'm coordinating a map for the new world, right? So this is how I look at people. So even the guy, it's like, okay, he's witty, he's smart, he's intellectual, he a finesser, he knows organization, he like got old tribal intellect. Oh yeah, I'm gonna trick you out to these old biddies. I'm gonna put you on my network with cougars. Superior madam. That's what I am. So it's like, me chasing a hoe is not in the, it's like, you know, and before, I used to be like, why am I stuck up? Like, why I keep, and I said, stop trying to explain that shit. Like, why you ain't stuck up? Let them think that. And I been let them think that. I could care less. But, because the only reason why I don't like people to think that, because I want them to come to me so I can see how we can use them and put them on the organizational chart. That's why it bothers me when they say I'm stuck up. Because I'm the CEO, CFO. I need to know about all the, like all the products and services that my company offers so I can aid in different monetization remedies and options to grow and expand and evolve in these different formulas so the company can thrive. So this is why I don't like that, oh, she's stuck up, because I'll be wanting them to come to me and talk to me so I can see how I can use you. Like in the company, how your place on the business chart, on the strategy sheet. This is how I look at them. So that's why I don't like them saying that I'm stuck up, because I'm like, anybody can come up to me and talk to me. I can find your gifts and your purpose. That's why I say I'd rather use the children, because the children are okay with showcasing their gifts and their power in front of me and showcasing what they have to offer. That's why I just said I'm going to do away with the adults and I'm going to just use the children. That's the only reason why I used to didn't like being called stuck up. But now it's a badge of honor for me. Oh, yeah, you have to be stuck up, because they really, especially after I seen that movie, he just confirmed everything that I've been witnessing. These bitches ain't got a clue. These bitches ain't got a clue. They really like musing for real. Like that's all they good for. That's all they're good for. Like, you see what I'm saying? I know it's deep, it's depths to being a mule. Because they can mule you for your intellect. That's what they was going to do to the Tyler Perry son in the movie. Like, to the lawyer's son. That's what white people do. They mule us for our intellect when they get a smart Negro. And they get a real smart Negro, they send them to the white school because, you know, they got to do the, you know, they got a requirement for diversity and inclusion or whatever. And see, you know, I could read between the lines. They little, because I be joking with my daughter. I tell my daughter the same thing. You go to a white school, they're going to automatically pass you because they be needing somebody of color. It's a requirement, right? Affirmative action, right? But they try to make affirmative action look like it's for us. That affirmative action law was not for us. That was for them. Because they know the power of our energy. They know the power of this armor. They know the strength in the armor. They know the old, wisdom in the armor. They know. But the thing is, they don't want the ones, like, that's why I tell you, that's why it's harder for me to get other men or other races, because it's like they fear the ignorance. Like, they don't want the ignorance on them. They act like how I act. That's why they say I'm stuck up, because now I'm stuck up. Yeah, really stuck up, because now I know what it means. Because once you get that ignorant, like I said, they smell the nigga on you. They smell like, you been hunching somebody off the street. They smell it on you. And that's why, like, you can't hunch everybody, because that energy be on you, that stupidity be on you. You don't want to be a dumb bitch. And that's why these bitches hunch so much. They fucked out. They dumb bitches. They walk around like zombies, like they fucking dead. And but that's why I see why other races do what they do. That's why I don't penalize them for it. I know the game. I know the code. I know that. That's why I just stay in my lane and stay by myself. This is why, because I know I can't blame them for having that feeling like that about people of color. I can't blame them anymore, because I seen it for myself. You know, I used to get upset because I'm like, well, why can't I go to these nice establishments? Like, I don't care to go to fancy restaurants, but I like the views. I'm an artist and a photographer, so I love views. I'm big on views, and most of the most beautiful, I like the urban views too. I can make a view of anything. I could take a picture of anything and make it a moment. But some of these most ocean views that I like, and these restaurants with these ocean views and things like this, they're establishments with whites, and I don't and I'm like, well, I'm like calm, because I'm balanced, because I'm intellectual. My power's here, not here. That's the difference. But like I said, they copy you, queen. They copy everything you do. So just because you here, them hoes who here, they gonna follow you over there, and it's gonna mess up their vibe. That's why they don't want you in there. So I know that. I do understand that. That's why I just left it alone. I said, well, I can find magic wherever I am. But but I see why they don't want their schools and stuff tainted with them. I see. I see. I see. I understand why. And but that's why, but they say that affirmative action was for us to have an opportunity. It was for them, because they comb through that shit. They give us special testing and all. And he said something, Tyler Perry said something in that movie about that. He said, oh yeah, you know, we had to give him a special test to qualify for our school. And he said, are you saying that my son didn't get on that school on his own? He said, no, but you know, he got a special test. Now, Tyler Perry got offended, but I got what he was saying. So they want to know how they can monetize on the lack. They test them on what they know about the lack. It's a lack test. And the ones that know less about their lack can come in. That's how I look at it. The ones who know less can come in. It's like is you a nigga test. It's like a test to see if you a nigga, because you don't know their codes and stuff. So they do have to give you a separate test, because they coded different. They raised different. They know different. Their culture is different. Like, they're groomed to whip niggas. We groomed to whip them, downplay them, and delay and decay. Like, it's different levels of ass whooping in this world. They're gods, right? Dogs. They're dogs. They're big dogs. It's different levels of this shit. But that's why they gave him that special test. They wanted to see if he knew he was a nigga. That's why. But that's why they comb through that shit, because they need the armor. They need the energy and the DNA coating of the armor. They need it to strengthen them and keep them alive and keep their organs and shit fueling. This is why they comb through it and only get the best of the best for their schools and stuff. So that affirmative action that we think that's for us, no, that shit was for them. That is for them. But anyway, gratitude though. Gratitude for being true to myself. Gratitude for wisdom, enlightenment, and gratitude for being Lucia Chavez, the motion, the movement, the progress. We up. Queen NT, Trinity Señora. Y'all comment, like, share, subscribe. More content coming soon. Mwah.